Hey, Dan Pfaff is one of the most world-renowned sprint coaches and really strength and conditioning coaches in the entire world. And if you Google him, like as he says, you'll realize all his accolades. And we've been fortunate enough to have him as a mentor for our company, and we've been able to visit a few times in Texas. And this last time, I had to just ask him, like, hey, Dan, where did you come up with the dribbles? And you hear us talk about the dribbles a lot, and they're, plan Bs as far as sprint mechanics go, acceleration, top speed, or they're, help us with the technical model. And they've been a huge game changer for us, especially on the return to play side of things, especially on the sprint programming side of things. And I just had to ask Dan about it. And in this video, you're going to hear the way that he comes up with the dribble mechanic. And it's crazy to hear a genius talk like this. And like I said, I'm so thankful for Dan and Altus and everything they've done for us.
When I was traveling to Europe in the 80s, early 80s, I was watching a lot of warm-ups, and the Dutch athletes were doing what was called ankling. So they'd land on the ball of the foot and they'd sink. So it was kind of an ankling drill. I was like, I kind of like that, but I don't like plantar flexed landings. And I was like, play around with that. So, some of my walk-on guys at LSU, I was like, hey, so let's go flat-footed on these things. I kind of liked what was going on there, and it just started out jogging speed, because the ankling was at jogging speed, and so we just did that, and started noticing that some of the walk-on guys actually started getting better foot control and lower leg control, and I was like, something going on here. And then a couple guys with small injuries, and I was like, well, we'll do this dribbling thing as a plan B. And I was like, okay, I'm not having any problems going over the ankle. Let's go a little higher. Okay, now we got some problems, so let's stay in this zone. And then, so I just kind of stumbled onto it, really. And then it grew. I was like, okay, what's happening over the ankle? What's happening low calf, mid calf, high calf, over the knee? What's happening in the shape? Because a lot of kids, when they start, they can't do a concentric movement. It's elliptical. They don't have enough control to keep it tight.
So you're saying, like, this is what you want.
Yep, that's concentric.
But this is where they struggle.
So most kids will swing out and swing back, so they got an elliptical shape. Yeah.
Yep. And concentric, you're saying, because that's just everything's all.
Concentric means the radius is the same wherever you're at in the circle.
Okay.
Where elliptical, the radius is a lot bigger on one axis versus the other axis. So ellipse in geometry.
Yep. We're close to where your high school girl's at with geometry.
Yeah. Like when I said ellipse, she was like the moon? I'm like, no.
Man, coach me how to do a dribble on the road.
Yeah.
Can you do that?
Yeah.
Come on, Wyatt.
Let's start.
We're square one.
So start walking first. So walking over the ankle. No.
Oh, yep.
Walking over the ankle. Too high. Yeah. Okay, you need more rolling on your foot. So way back on your heel, slow motion to the arch, slow motion to the foot bridge, and don't let the toes touch. Don't let the toes push off. The toes are not allowed to contact. All right, so we're pretty good there. Let's go low calf. Too elliptical. More rolling. So you're slapping. You hit the heel and slap. Roll. Yep, slow it down to where you can roll. Okay, mid calf. Roll. Rolling speed is critical to work the foot intrinsic and extrinsic. Okay, then over the knee. Good. All right, relax. So that's concentric.
So why the huge focus on the roll? I love it, but why the huge
foot
focus?
Control, dynamic foot control.
Okay.
So like he was slapping, he would hit here and the foot would just slap. Foot was too rigid. He didn't have any pliability in the arch or in the cuneiforms.
Okay.
So we know in sprinting, when you toe off, there's a footbridge moment where that footbridge is, and to get that kind of flexion of the forefoot, you've got to have arch control.
As you go to the bouncing speed, how do you cue that then? Do you still want to feel like a roll, or is that more just a full foot contact?
Roll.
Still trying to feel the roll.
So we're going to go jogging speed, all right?
Let's do it.
Over the ankle.
Just still healed. No.
So watch what I'm doing. Just baby bounce.
That's fucking better enough. Sick. That was sick.
Yeah, roll, 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 roll. Okay, over the calf. So you got to bounce a little higher, a little harder to buy time. All right, stop. So you have acute shank angle. So when you land, your shank is acute. You're not vertical. So when you land, heel first, you want that shank vertical. You don't want it obtuse and you don't want it acute. Make sense or no?
Yeah, 100%. What was that? We've been
You're okay. He was very acute.
Check the tape. Check the tape. Again?
Yeah. Jogging over. Yep. Should be silent, should be rolling. Good. And then we could go elliptical walking speed. So on elliptical, you're going to let the heel swing out a little more, and you're going to have it behind you a little more. You're going to have a flatter elliptical curve.
So this is your progression to the run. So do you say, hey, like, again, how would that cue be? Would you just explain it like that, or do you just like that? So nothing, because we get it to where when they start doing it, they get to here, and that's where it's like if the hamstring guy starts feeling it again.
Then they're landing too far out in front.
Okay.
So that's why that touchdown distance is a KPI. You know, you're giving them feedback on that touchdown distance. All right, and then I'm going to challenge it. Concentric. Now you got to flip channel and go back to circular. Okay, flip to elliptical now. Now concentric. Feel how there's a difference.
100%.
So you can do some interface there where, you know, they're building context on what does concentric feel like and what does elliptical feel like. All right, so let's go jogging over the ankle elliptical. So swing out a little bit more than normal. Yep. Okay, go over the calf elliptical, jogging. Yep. What's up, big man?
What's up, man?
We're working out a little bit. Nice weather, huh?
Oh, it's gorgeous. I love it.
Where's the dog?
Oh, actually, they walked this morning.
Oh.
So then,
Next
your
one.
movement to elliptical would be as you think they're like closer to getting ready to like actually sprint.
Yep. So if they can do elliptical over the upper calf or above the knee, then I know that's pretty close to running.
Gotcha.
So we've been, tell me if we were doing it wrong, so like, or I'll just give you my theory behind it, is, again, like say a guy off a hamstring, grade 1, maybe low grade 2, like no rupture, nothing like that, but to where I'm trying to, one, make sure that we are uniform, everything's moving the way it's supposed to move, but then as we build height, I'm also trying to build speed, because I feel like that's where they struggle with the most. And then it's like, okay, if I can drop them down one position lower, but then still keep the frequency or keep that velocity, I have way more wins there, because now they're pushing at a way higher rate. So even if I have them to where if they're here, but I can get them
Yep.
in this position, or even faster, to me is I get a bigger win than a little bit slower in that position.
Yeah, I think there's value in all of that. Like, slower will probably give you more stride length,
Okay.
where faster gives you more frequency, so both have value.
100%.
Most of your hamstring irritation is guys striking too far in front of their center of mass. That's what pisses it off.
Now thinking about it, it's the concentric ones. If we focus on concentric, usually we can go a little bit faster. The elliptical is when we go a little bit slower. We just haven't had the right words for it.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.